What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Telcoin today. Shout out to Easy Money for the request. We're doing this for you. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 9th day of September, and here we are at about half a cent for Telcoin. Looking at this here, I really do like the chart overall, right? It's a very constructive, long-term kind of accumulative chart here. You know, you see these patterns here even, right, on a weekly basis. This is from February 2020 to December 2020, almost a whole year there. You get like 10 months of upward consolidation. And then once you broke out, man, it was spectacular. I mean, you've got that now, but on a much, much larger scale. I can't imagine that when you break out, you'll stop anywhere but new all-time highs. This thing's going to rip through the freaking roof, man. Let's see, Telcoin. What's its market cap? Is this one of those high market cap coins? No, it's a moderate market cap. Okay, so that's good. You know, what's nice about this, we look back here, you have had a bull market already. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to do what I'm about to say that you're going to do, or not going to do, but what you could do. Doesn't mean you have to do this, but you are capable of seeing a $100 billion market cap or more. Typically, I don't grant that threshold being crossed of $100 billion market cap or more unless you have seen one bull cycle, and you have. So we're going to give that to you. You know, not only have you seen a full bull cycle, but you've actually been a part of a bear cycle too. So you've been through 2 bear cycles, 1 bull market. You're in the midst of another one right now. So I would think Telcoin definitely has $100 billion and beyond market cap capabilities. From a $443 million market cap, a 10x would be 4.4 billion. 100x is 44 billion, right? So you've got multi 100x potential. That doesn't mean that you're going to see that, right? Again, it doesn't mean that you're going to see that, but I'm just saying 100x potential is very possible with this thing. Even more, even multi 100x potential is possible. I don't know why I can't talk. Very, very bullish accumulation. Okay, absolutely it is. You are finding support here at prior resistance, right? Doing the good thing there. You are in this overall consolidated phase. You've been here since December of 2024. 2025 has been a bit of a volatile, excitement, and disappointing run at times, right? But I do think that you're going to break out of this victoriously. I think that you will see higher prices in a matter of no time at all. We're just waiting for alt season to kick off, okay? Looking at this here from a high to a low, because I know that you're curious to see how this thing will perform by the end of the cycle. Golden ratio down to the 382.5. It's perfect. It literally looks so good. What I would expect is that by the end of the cycle, the minimum target. I know we've talked about 100x and multi 100x, but let's bring it down a little bit. The minimum target. Oh my goodness. Damn. Bro, I don't know. I think the minimum target's over 100x. we'll see. The technical minimum target on the on the Fibonacci extension here would be the 1272. Which is right there at about 21 cents. But the primary target zone is the 1272 to the 1618. And typically, this doesn't mean you have to. Again, doesn't mean you have to, but typically, when altcoins see new all-time highs cycle after cycle, the areas that they stop at are between the 1618 and the 2272. Typically. That doesn't mean that it has to go there, but, and again, 2272 is all the way up here. I doubt that you're going to see a 2,000, almost a 3,000x. I doubt that's what's happening for you, right? But I wouldn't be surprised at all if this thing saw something on the lines of like almost 200x, 180 something x. Very strong potential here, absolutely. Might have to look into Toncoin, you guys. This one's got a lot of potential here. Absolutely, it does. Crazy, crazy stuff. I would think between now and the end of the year, you probably see some growth that would take you anywhere from about 2.6 cents to 4 cents itself, maybe as high as 6.5 cents. That's anything. So what I'm getting at here is you're going to be at your next fib levels, right? You found resistance at the 382. You found resistance at the golden ratio. Come up and find resistance at the 786, 886 area. That's going to give you about a 5x or more from here. So 5x or more by the end of the year is what I would expect, right? And then you have your cycle ending finale where you see this just crazy ape move to these all-time high levels. It's very possible that by the end of the year you could be at new all-time highs, but I think early 2026, like Q2, you're probably going to be in these areas. Maybe Q1 you're in these areas, and then going into Q2 you top off. But I would think anything from 21 cents to 93 cents is a very viable option. I really like the chances of you maybe not going to $1, but something just under $1, right? Everybody starts talking about Telcoin going to $1 once we're up here. It's going to go to $1, but there's resistance right there, very significant golden ratio resistance right there. I wonder if we even take this. I actually want to take this high to low. This is a more significant dip, but as far as like overall percentage goes, But this is more significant in my opinion because it's like that last divot before you actually found your low here. High to low. That 4618 is right at the 1414. Again, and you can go a little bit higher, you can stop a little bit lower, but that, you know, maybe you don't see 100x. Maybe it's possible that you see something on the lines of like a 90 something x, like just below 100x, 80x. But I would think if I had to bet, first off, I would not bet on anything less than 21 cents. Would I bet on anything above $1? I wouldn't bet on it, but I wouldn't bet against it. Okay, it's very possible you could go above $1. I would safely bet that we're probably going to see prices above 40 cents by the end of the cycle. And you're at $0.048668 right now. So you've got a lot of room to grow. Okay. Looking at this on a short-term basis, let's look at the daily time frame now and just kind of zoom in, do some looks here. You're definitely wanting to move higher. Daily RSI is neutral. Might come down a little bit. That's okay. Let's look at the 4-hour time frame, just to help with that. Yeah, I think you come down a bit. The stochastics, the MACD, the RSI, they all agree you can come down a little bit. That's okay. I think Bitcoin's coming down a little bit, so that's fair. Come down a little bit, find a higher low at the 40 on the RSI, maybe at the oversold zone itself, whatever. You do like to find support in this area. Last time you notice here, you found support at the oversold zone, then you found support here just above the 40, basically where you're at now, and that was right before you moved up here, right? You found support here instead of just above the 40, just below the 40, and that was right before you moved up. Right? Here, you found support right there at the 40, and that was right before you moved up. Do that now. Go to the 40. Go right around it, right? You're in that area now, but I think you do go a little bit lower. Stochastics rejecting the overbought zone don't look good. MACD, while you're getting green momentum being built here, bullish momentum being built, you do look overall bearish right now, so a little bit lower. Overall, though, I'm pretty bullish on this, and it looks really good. Looking at the weekly indicators, the RSI is perfect. Stochastics are fine, and the MACD is neutral. But that's kind of what you get whenever you're moving sideways for a whole year. So you get an unreliable MACD. I very much do believe that you're going to see higher prices. When it's time to get excited for new all-time highs is when you see prices above, and this is going to seem a little, I don't know, cliche or obvious, but once you get above 4 cents. 4 cents, that 886 level right here, that's your gatekeeper to these extended areas, 21 cents and beyond, okay? So as exciting as it'll be getting to 4 cents, which I think you'll get to 4 to 2.6 cents somewhere in this area. I think that's where you're going to be by the end of the year. As exciting it's going to be to get there, it's going to be more exciting whenever you break above, because at that point you've got tremendously higher prices, 21 cents and beyond. Like that's, you know, we're at half a cent now going to 4 cents. Imagine half a cent to 21 cents at a minimum. That begins once you break above 4 cents. So a lot of potential here, a lot of potential. I think at a minimum you'll see a 5x or more by the end of this year. I would expect a good bit of this growth comes in October, and will probably continue to rally going into the end of the year. I don't know if you'll move exactly like this. That was a massive move, but something akin to this, something more robust than anything you've seen this cycle. Absolutely. As fast as you move down here, you're going to move out of this even faster. And again, it might not be this exact same pace, but it will be miraculous. It'll be one of those things that if anybody's investing in Telcoin, you'll look at this. Maybe we got to talk about this more often, man, because I think this one is going to do well. I actually like Telcoin. I think it's got a lot of potential. And the market cap is fine, man. The market cap is genuinely awesome. The volume's not good, but you're being boring, and you don't need volume when you're being boring. That's okay. I'd rather kind of see you have low volume when you're being boring, because a lot of these coins, they get artificial volume, and they're just like Solana, right? They're just faking it, which I don't know if that's better or worse, honestly. Better because it looks good, worse because something else is going on, maybe. Max supply, total supply, circulating supply. Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of dilution to go. So that's awesome, man. I mean, I really do believe in this coin. I think it has a lot of potential. And it's a sleeper, right? It's one of those coins. It's in the top 300. It's in the top 200 a good bit of the time, too. But it's a sleeper. It's one of those coins that did really well last cycle. It's showing good structure overall, and people don't really talk about it too often, right? Other than the diehard believers in the community. So, I mean, I'm not a diehard believer, but I am a diehard chartist, and I really believe 21 cents or high. 21 cents is the minimum. And statistically speaking, I think you have a very good chance of seeing prices around, if not just below, $1, okay? I don't have anything else, and that'll probably be again in like Q2 2026. Between now and then, you're going to be growing there. I don't have anything else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Shout out to Easy Money. As far as, you also asked the question, do I think this will outperform XCN? It could. You know, 180X, XCN has those same capabilities. It could. What I will say is that this genuinely does have the potential to see what would a $100 billion market cap be? That'd be like a 250x probably, a little bit above that or a little bit below that, something around there. I mean, you have the capabilities of seeing above $100 billion. You genuinely do have the capabilities of seeing a 500x or more. I don't think you're going to do that. I wouldn't bet on it, but I wouldn't bet against it. XCN doesn't have those capabilities. I mean, maybe in time, but not this cycle. You know what I mean? This thing's got that capability this cycle. So I would say Telcoin has a more flexible roof limit, but as far as which one's going to outperform, they both probably perform about the same, would be my guess. I like Telcoin's chart. If anything, I have to be honest, I like Telcoin's chart a lot more. It's a lot better structured. There's a lot of good structure going on with XCN right now too, but overall it's had a very wonky kind of past. You know, it'd be like looking at it back here. Telcoin here, I might be bullish as hell because it's moving up, but I don't really like the structure. The structure's, other than this accumulative phase here, which it's kind of actually very comparable to XCN in that respect. But you know, here it'd be hard to say that it's a very bullish chart. With all this time, it's undeniably a bullish chart. This is a long zone of accumulation. I would imagine that there's some good stuff coming from this. So, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but yeah, I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Telcoin. I think it'll do well. We'll probably talk about this one a little bit more often. We'll put it in the rotation. All right, take care. Bye bye.